sorry, I didn't mean to, snap.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
Hello! Hi.
Oh boy.
I'm Miles' mom.
Rio and Gwen's relationship in the Spider-Verse films is pretty interesting, even though they don't have a lot of screen time together. The very first time Rio sees Gwen, it's clear she's not exactly thrilled. You can kind of tell she feels a little jealous or worried, like she's thinking, is this girl gonna take my son away from me?
Don't take him from me.
That feeling is something many parents might relate to when their kids grow close to someone new. It's natural for Rio to feel a bit protective of Miles. When Gwen and Rio do interact, it's fascinating because the filmmakers really made an effort to introduce Gwen to Miles's parents, which is a nice touch. It feels realistic and adds a layer of depth to the story. I also get the impression that in Beyond the Spider-Verse we might see a similar thing happening with Miles meeting Gwen's dad, which would be really cool and continue building those family connections. At their first meeting, Rio kind of judges Gwen, maybe a little skeptical or suspicious, but Gwen doesn't exactly make it easier by calling her by her first name.
Rio, hi! I've heard so much about you.
You're using my first name. Okay. This is nice. We found it in Miles' room, so I guess he must have been there. Huh.
Gwen is a bit awkward, especially around Miles. When she's in her Spider-Woman role, she's confident and sure of herself, but when she's just hanging out with Miles or around his family, that confidence sometimes fades. You can see that Gwen isn't smooth or perfect all the time, she's human, and that makes her character relatable. Rio is cautious and protective because she doesn't want Gwen to hurt Miles emotionally.
Don't break his heart.
This is a big deal because Gwen unintentionally breaks his heart at some point in the story, so Rio's instincts about being careful with her influence on Miles turn out to be pretty spot on. Even though Rio is protective and a bit wary, she also knows deep down that Miles really likes Gwen. That's probably why, despite grounding him, she eventually relents and lets him go after her. She understands how important Gwen is to him.
Go. She seems like a nice girl.
One fun thing is that Gwen and Rio seem like they could actually get along well. Even though their first meeting was a little awkward, with Rio watching Gwen closely, it's easy to imagine them bonding over time. Both women care a lot about Miles in their own ways, and that shared concern could bring them closer as the story goes on.
This is probably that girl. What is he even thinking being with her?
I have some ideas.
Baby, you're really not helping.
You saw the way he lit up around her. I just hope she doesn't get him hurt.
Their second interaction is definitely much better than the first one, and it happens toward the end of the film. After all the drama, especially after Gwen broke Miles's heart, she decides to approach his parents to talk to them. From their point of view, this must have been kind of strange and confusing. Imagine being a parent and suddenly seeing a girl, who you barely know and who was just with your son, come out of his room wearing his jacket, without even knowing where he is. That alone would make anyone feel uneasy or suspicious. But this moment is important because it's where Rio starts to see a different side of Gwen, something she didn't notice the first time they met.
One thing I learned from Miles, it's all possible.
He loves you more than you could ever imagine.
I've seen it.
At this point, Rio realizes that Gwen truly cares about Miles. Gwen even promises that she will bring him back safe, which helps build some trust and improve how the parents view her. There's also a funny little moment where Rio tells her that if she finds Miles, she has to tell him he'll be grounded for 5 months. It's hard to say whether she will actually remind Miles of this warning, but honestly, I doubt he'll stay grounded for that long. I'm pretty sure that in the next film, his parents will probably find out that he is Spider-Man. When that happens, they'll likely understand his situation much better, and that understanding might change how they react to things like grounding him. So overall, the way Gwen's relationship with Rio changes is really interesting. It starts with Rio being suspicious and protective, kind of on guard because she wants to shield Miles from getting hurt. But after they spend some time together, especially after Gwen shows she genuinely cares and takes responsibility, Rio's attitude shifts. She begins to understand Gwen better and sees that she really loves her son.